Hello friends, welcome to my channel Tech Enclave. In today's video tutorial, I will explain three important concepts of LangChain, which are prompt template, LLM chain, and sequential chain. I will also show how to develop an end-to-end real-world application using these concepts. Before I go to code, I am showing what end product we are expecting. Consider an AI-based blog assistant which takes a blog topic as input and then in return gives back a creative title and a blog script. So here is the application we are trying to build. So you can see that we are taking a topic as an input from user. Suppose I give a topic machine learning, press enter. So now you can see that my application is running and it is calling LLM at the backend, and you can see that I have got two output by my application. First is this title, unlocking the potential of machine learning, and second is the script for this very title. So now let's see how we develop this application. So first of all, we need to install some libraries. The three libraries which we are going to need is LangChain. This is a platform to develop LLM based application. Streamlit, this is to develop the front end, and OpenAI, basically this library is required to communicate with GPT LLM. So next library we have imported is OS to set the environment variable, app secret. So app secrets is a specific file which I have created. This file holds the secrets like API key and any other secrets which I need to develop the application. I am importing only the OpenAI API key from it. Streamlit we need to develop the front end. From LangChain, we are importing prompt template, LLM chain, and OpenAI. From LangChain.chains, we are importing sequential chain. From LangChain, we are also importing load prompt. This I will explain why we need this. And then we are also importing path from pathlib. This is to just identify or just to extract the root path or root directory path. So as the next step, we have set up the OpenAI API key as an environment variable. If you do not know how to create this OpenAI API key, you can go to platform.openai.com, create your account, then go to your profile and view API keys. You can create any number of API keys here. I have already created one and I am going to use that one only. So using this API key, I have set up the environment variable. Note that OpenAI API key name should be exactly this, otherwise you will get error. In the next line, I'm simply using the path class to find out the path of root directory. Next, we are creating front end for our application. So using st.title, I have given the title name, AI blog writer assistant, and we are taking one input from user, which is topic of the blog. So in the next step, we have created prompt templates for title and script. We have used the prompt template class. So this prompt template class is used to create interactive prompts or dynamic prompts. Prompt engineering in itself is a domain where a lot of knowledge and a lot of trainings are available, and this prompt template class helps us create dynamic and creative prompts. So you can see it takes two inputs. What is one is input variable, which where we define how many variables this prompt template is expecting and what would be the name of those variables. And second is template. In template, you can provide the text, what is going to be your actual prompt, and you can also provide your input. So this input name here and here should match exactly, otherwise you will get an error. So similarly, we have created a prompt for script as well, because we will be doing it in two steps. First, we will be taking the topic from the end user. Then in the first step, we will be calling LLM to create a title for that topic, and then in the second step we will be calling again the LLM to create a blog script based on that title. These two lines are commented. I will explain it later. So in the next step, we have created an instance of OpenAI LLM. we have given the temperature at zero point 0.9 because we want our LLM to be creative. In the next step, we have created two chains using LLM chain class. So LLM chain class basically binds your prompt template and your LLM. Uh, it performs or it automates some of the tasks, like when you give a prompt template, it executes prompt template dot format and prepare the final prompt using your input, and then pass this final prompt to the corresponding LLM, and then it evaluates or it extracts the final response, and uh, it evaluates the final response. Yeah. So we have created two chains, one for title, another one for script. Now we can call them individually as well, but that's not how we develop a real world scalable application. So we are using sequential chain here. You might have seen in some of the videos using simple sequential chain to bind multiple chains and simply call that simple sequential chain. But the issue with simple sequential chain is that it only gives you the output of the final chain. That is, if you pass title chain and script chain, it will only give you output of script chain, and you will not get the output, or you will not get the access to the output of the title chain. So that is the reason we are using sequential chain. So when we are defining an instance of sequential chain, we are passing information like what are the chains which are going to be called in the sequential chain. So we have two, title chain and script chain. Input variables, what input variables we are going to provide. So if you see, we have two input variables like topic and title, but end user is only going to provide this input variable. So that is why in the input variable only topic is here. And what are the output variables? So if you see, while defining the chains, we have defined output key. So the title chain will give us title as the output, and script chain will give us script as the output. This is basically these are basically variables in which the output of the LLM will be stored. We have kept the verbose true so that we can also see the intermediate steps as the logging. So these exactly same output keys should appear as the output variable. One more important thing to note is that the output of the first chain should match exactly with the input of the second chain, because that's how it is going to identify that this is the title, and that based on this it will be passing the output of first chain to the second chain. Now once our chain sequence is created, all we have to do is simply call this chain sequence. So if topic is passed by the user, then we are simply calling this chain and collecting its output in response. We are passing one input which we have defined here. Now we when we will receive the output, we will get access to these two output variables. So this is in the front end. I am creating one expander, giving it a label title, and printing the output of the title variable from the response. And in the second expander, which is script, I am printing the output of the variable script. That's all. So if we go back to our application, which is already running, if I refresh it and I pass some another blog topic, let's say fluid mechanics. So it is running. It is calling the sequential chain, which again calling multiple chains at the backend. And after the final output, it has given me the title, unveiling the mysterious world of fluid mechanics, and it has also given me a blog script. Now this is very helpful because I can directly pick this blog script from here. I can make some modifications according to my understanding, and simply I can post it. Now coming back to the code, there are two lines which I commented. Now this code in itself is a real world application development scenario, but consider that you are calling 10 or 12 LLM chains in a single sequence. Now, for each chain, you need a separate prompt, right? So the thing is that prompt in itself keeps on evolving. So whenever there is a change in prompt, you will have to come here to this main application file and modify these prompts. Now, in case of real world application development, this is not a best practice and this is not a good scenario as well. So what we can do to overcome this challenge is we can store our prompts in a file and load these prompts from that file directly. So if you see that I have created two prompt files, title underscore prompt in YAML format and script underscore prompt in YAML format. You can also create files in JSON format as well. So this is the standard format in which prompts are defined. First underscore type, you will give simple prompt, and then again those two inputs which we were giving earlier, input variables and template. Now the best thing about keeping prompts as a separate file, that we can maintain the versioning of these changes within these prompts as well. So that is another advantage of keeping files like that. So if I go here, comment out this code and simply uncomment this, so you can see I have used now langchain.prompts and load prompt class. So I'm using load prompt. I'm giving the path of the file and I'm simply loading the whole template from there. So this 10 or 20 line of code is just got converted into 2 line of codes. And mind it that your prompt can be even 50 or 60 lines of code depending on your requirement. So if I save it and run it again and give the topic back like solid mechanics. So application is running and you can see the output. I've got the title, Engineering Solid Mechanics, Challenges Ahead, and then the script. So these are the best practices how we develop a real world application using LLM and AI. So if you find this video helpful, please like this video and subscribe to my channel. Thank you guys. See you in the next video.